Mr. Pant, what do you want to achieve with the EU environmental footprinting methodology?
Yes, thanks very much for the question. What we try to do is basically bring in more alignment, more harmonization in the environmental assessment of products, but as well of organizations, because what we see at the moment is a kind of a mushrooming of initiatives that can lead to confusion. So what we try to bring in is a kind of element of alignment and harmonization by providing with a footprint guidance document a kind of a framework on how to environmental assessments of products and organizations in a way that afterwards you know how the results have been produced. There's a report and everybody can check how reliable the data is which stands behind. And in the second step we want to go into category rules, product category rules or organizational sectors, and be even more specific that you can come to comparable results coming out of those assessments, which otherwise you will not have if everybody follows different schemes and different methods.
And there's already an existing methodology which regards not only carbon footprinting but also other impact categories. And I think a lot of people ask how far away is the EU environmental footprint methodology from the existing LCA methodology?
Yeah, basically it's a very valid question. You can say that the bulk of the things we do in an environmental footprint assessment are more or less the same things you would need to do if you do a life cycle assessment according to ISO 14040 or 14044. I would say we go a bit beyond ISO, which sets a framework and specify more things on a technical detailed level than ISO will do it. For the reasons to achieve comparability. We want to take away some choices and fill it in with really clear guidance on how to do it, basically coming down to something like a cookbook or a recipe that you can follow in relatively easy terms. But from the methodological approach, from the life cycle thinking approach, it's very similar. It covers all the steps from the raw materials to the disposal at the end of life, and it should be a comprehensive multi-criteria assessment, so not a single issue assessment.
Okay, thank you. And what were the main challenges you were facing during the development of the methodology so far?
Main challenges were, of course, looking at the different methods out there, which we did as a first step in the analysis of existing methods to try to bring the best together of all the different methods, which was not so easy because the different methods, of course, had different starting points, different objectives. But we tried to condense down basically what was done there and try to filter out what is really the best of the current practice and try to put it into one document more or less. The second one was on what we learned in the pilot case studies is, well, you can create a method and a nice method. The second part is, well, is it applicable with the tools and databases which are out there and available to people who try to apply the method? And there, of course, we had to learn that while the methods are sound, it is at the moment not necessarily easy for everybody to apply them instantly with the currently available tools and databases. And there we have to further work together with the tools and database providers to improve that situation.
Thanks. And can you kind of summarize where you are right now and what are the next steps?
We are at the moment still at what we call a consolidated draft version of the guidance documents. We will have a final version hopefully out in the first quarter of 2013 from the method perspective, after it has gone through what we call an inter-service consultation within the Commission. There will be a lot of comments as well from other Director Generals, and we will take them into account up to this final version. And then what we have to do is to go into a further pilot testing similar to what in France has been doing, to see how it actually works, how can we apply it, how can we break it down in a meaningful ways to product categories or to a sectorial approach to be more specific and more relevant than you can be on a general guidance level. And that will be the next steps probably, which will take us the next 2-3 years.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.